And we're live.
We're live.
Yeah.
I know it this time. Last time, I wasn't so sure.
We weren't so sure at all. Now, let's get the chat up here. Just last bits of tweaking. Tell everybody we're live now.
I'm letting people know.
Yep. End of the world as we know it.
Okay, so we just came back from a camping trip. It was
Enjoyable, to say the least.
in some ways enjoyable, in some ways horrifying.
Yeah.
We won't get into that necessarily. Maybe.
If we get into it, we're getting into it, like, you know?
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
But, you know, we were trying to think of what's a podcast we can do because we have this one and then we go, we do other stuff later this summer before I leave.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to get this one and one more done.
That'd be good, and hopefully we could start doing kind of monthly podcasts.
Yeah, we'll set up podcasts for when I'm in the States and I can hook online and set up podcasts.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it, what the topic would be for this podcast, and I said, you know, what's something that I think most of us have probably talked about with friends is what would we do if it was the apocalypse?
Yep.
If the world as we knew it ended. Not like meteorite, because then obviously the answer would be die. But
yeah, say
that's a boring conversation.
Say everything gets valued at $0 US, €0.
Currency obviously is done. Like
we'll do it like Rick and Morty, you know. Do you
Morty?
remember that episode where
No.
he collapsed? I'll show you how to collapse.
We have to watch
Empire.
so much TV today.
Yeah,
we have to watch
a lot.
The Young Offenders, maybe some Rick and Morty, and maybe
Bit
some
of
more
Father
Father
Ted, you know.
Yeah.
But do you remember the episode where he collapses the entire Galactic Empire?
No. Oh, I do remember that episode.
He's there. How are we gonna do it? We're gonna blow him up, Rick. We're gonna blow him up. No, Marty, we're gonna do it like this. And he goes up to this computer thing, and it's like the value of 1 credit equals 1 credit, and he just changes the value of a credit to 0, and everything just goes to shit within like 5 minutes, you know. So we'll say like. Yeah. Yeah,
Rick and Morty obviously became a very popular show when it came out. It's hilarious. I loved it.
Season 4 out soon, hopefully. Maybe.
Really? Rick and Morty. Oh shit.
He's replaying the audio through his
Sorry, I didn't
tablet
curse.
thing, yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah. End of the world. So everyone says like, what would you do if it's the end of the world? And everyone says stuff like, oh, I'd go to Costco. But there's actually, and other people say this, there's the place that supplies Costco is actually way bigger and definitely way more like secure in this kind of situation. The one thing that would suck about the end of the world would be like, you'd realize really quickly how irrelevant like Instagram, other social medias, and like, you know, a lot of that kind of stuff, it doesn't matter anymore. Like fashion, like Gucci belts.
If it holds up your pants, then it does its job. You get me? Like,
do Gucci belts though? Because I feel like a lot of people wearing Gucci belts still sag. Like, here's the question: are Gucci people classy or gangster? You gotta pick one.
It's Gucci, man. Like.
No. Gucci is a brand.
I know it is a brand.
Separate from Gucci Mane.
Oh, serious? I thought he'd get into trouble with that.
No, it's totally separate. Gucci Mane is totally separate from Gucci.
I know, but I thought he'd get into trouble over the whole similar name thing. I mean,
his name's Gucci Mane.
He's a big deal. He's a big deal, like, you know.
He's like, the thing is that I personally, when I first found out about it, my friend Brandon Taylor was the one who kindly informed me of the difference between Gucci and Gucci Mane. He, of course, is a lover of both. But,
oh boy.
Gucci Mane basically, like, is, like, Gucci doesn't mind it because Gucci Mane, I didn't know that there's a difference. So, if you know Gucci, then you know Gucci Mane. You know Gucci Mane, you know Gucci.
They both just coexist, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what would you do if it was the end of the world?
Sit down on the porch, grab a beer. Nah.
That's Irishman for you. I, of course, go straight for my guns.
No, you remember your man on that, the thing, and he's like, live television, the soundbar comes up, and he's like, sir, what were you doing when you saw the hurricane? And it's like...
I don't remember that.
Do you know what? I'm not gonna say it because like immediately someone's gonna rat us out and we're gonna get taken down.
And no, and this is our like second podcast.
Second podcast.
Don't want to get taken down. No,
Not
end of
yet.
the world. He as a Irishman definitely goes for his beer. I, as an American, go for my numerous guns and
Located in various positions
located
around
in the
house.
barn, in the truck, in the kitchen, in the bedroom, in the basement, in the attic, in the shed, in the animals.
Oh yeah, you can't forget that, man. You don't have them putting the Glock and you know like.
Oh! Tell them about the Who's your man who made the video about the like the puppy Glock or whatever?
Oh, what's his name? If any of you are real old style, y'all remember Ali G? He's the guy who did like the mock interviews, where he'd essentially like take the piss out of politicians. Well, eventually his show got big enough where he couldn't sneak into interviews without being seen as Ali G. He dropped a new show where he's some other guy, and it's called Who is America?
Who is America? Instead of like, like This is America. It's like Who is America?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna try and put this up on screen because I actually died watching it. So
Can you do that? Can you?
I'm gonna try and put stuff up on screen. We can react to it and stuff.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
So,
I'm not technical. I'm I'm techie as much as anyone else, but Tyg knows like the YouTube tech
it's my
stuff.
career, you know. Like, subscribe to Tigro. New videos coming out soon. Shut up, man. That's all I got going for me.
What do you think I have going for me?
It's not like the school system's gonna help me.
Nothing
Like,
going for me.
Sorry, this is just confusing to do now. Let me go.
Yeah, so while he's setting that up, there are stereotypes about Americans having a lot of guns, and I'm gonna admit it, the stereotypes are generally true. Like, we definitely, I mean, as far as I know, have more guns than other nations, citizens do. Tyg saying, like, you wouldn't have any guns. Like, you might be able to get a hunting rifle?
There'd be the odd shotgun, like there's always people hunting and stuff, but it is, yeah.
Yeah, but
Sasha Baron Cohen, that's your man.
Oh, okay.
But let's pause that there a sec, and
okay, I don't know how you're gonna move that, but
hopefully
anyways,
this won't mess up my stream.
how are you doing this?
Wait, no.
I don't know how any of
Watch
this
this.
stuff works. It's gonna be like magic.
We're gonna.
It's gonna be like magic. I'm waiting for this to work.
Shut up,
It's not
man.
working.
I
I can't shut up. We're doing a podcast. Americans do have a lot of guns. We don't necessarily all have AR-15s like people would accuse us of, but it's not uncommon for a citizen to carry a firearm like a pistol or a handgun, other handguns.
Hold on, hold a sec. Let's see if this.
Let's see if this
Let's
works.
see if this plays. Nope, it's not playing.
Anyways,
Yep.
concealed carry is a common thing in the States, but it's not like not everyone has it.
This now, so people
And-
don't think we're dying.
Not everyone has it, but it is fairly common.
That's symmetrical. This doesn't like.
I don't know
so
what
I
symmetrical
it
means.
up.
I failed geometry. I didn't, but I just suck at geometry. It's actually true that in more conservative red states and southern states, they do have more guns. Like, I'd say it's harder. It'd be really hard to find a house in Texas and other southern states that don't have.
Don't generalize now. Like
They don't have-
like
no, southern states do have more guns.
they have like they've. It's more in their culture, I guess. Like.
Well, it's just different, I guess. And whereas California, being where I'm from, being heavily liberal, has a lot more, lot less guns, a lot less people pro guns, and I'm technically pre-registered as a Republican. I don't know politics I know politics. I don't have good enough opinions to decide what I am, but
He put Trump in power. Just.
I did not do that. I did not do that. I didn't. Okay, do you want to get into Trump? Let's get into Trump.
Well,
Let's get into Trump.
Look, we're going to discuss it eventually.
We're going to get into Trump.
Yeah, alright,
And this works perfectly with our end of the world topic. It's the end of the world. And the first thing I have to say about it is Trump. Trump is the reason that the world is ending. He's the devil. I'm kidding. I'm not. I am kidding. Let's try to have an unbiased talk about... What are you doing? What are you putting on the wall? They can't read that. Topic, Trump. Oh, lordy.
Yes. Welcome to the Azbadarian podcast.
Okay, so... Is Trump an idiot? Sometimes, yes. Was Obama an idiot? Sometimes, yes. So I'm just going to give a quick idea of what my opinion on it is, and then we're going to get Tig's opinion, outside opinion on the whole situation. My opinion is that politicians in general suck. They're usually not good people, and usually, I think, in my opinion, to get high up in politics, you're going to do some bad stuff. That's a given. So picking a president is more who is more likely to not have you die. So Trump, my opinion on Trump is he's an idiot. He has reversed a lot of what Obama did during his presidency, and some of it bad and some good. I think he has backed down on some of the wrong policies and pushed forward on some of the wrong. He pushed policies that I didn't agree with and gave up on some policies that I did. So I'm not really sure what's going on. But I think he was elected the way a republic nation elects their president. I think he has earned his 4 years in presidency. Yeah. And I think every United States citizen should try to work with the president to make changes that they want. I think the idea of associating things like the American flag with conservatives splits and divides the country, and I think there's too big of a divide between liberals and conservatives, between Democrats and Republicans, and I think that is a bigger problem than Trump.
Yeah.
And what do you think about the whole election situation and if Trump's an idiot?
My opinion on it is the fact that Trump was elected means Obama screwed up, essentially. Can you understand? Point. The fact that Trump got in was the fact that Obama missed out on something during his term, which probably was properly educating the masses on politics. But you see, Trump got elected because there was a lot of a majority that he kind of could talk to and they'd relate to him.
Yeah, the idea was that the common farmer and workman were
all the miners and stuff like that.
Yeah, saw Trump and said, "Hey, this is different. This is something new, and I'd rather go with something new than Hillary."
Yeah. And essentially, Obama messed up by not addressing certain classes, and they just so happened to make a majority of the place. So, yeah. Also, just, I'm not pro-Trump, but, it's kind of hard, because, I've problems with both parties, you understand? As in, Hillary Clinton had her ups and downs, deep down I think Trump was the right choice in the end,
You think Trump was better than Hillary?
You see...
And I've encountered a lot of people who also thought Trump was better than Hillary, not necessarily pro-Trump, but thought Trump was a better choice than Hillary. And there are diehard Trump supporters who would have voted for Trump.
There were better options, but they didn't make it to the final kind of stage of the campaign.
So do you believe that the presidency was given to Trump, the real election was in the Democratic primary election? When the Democrats have to decide who they want to run against the Republican choice?
Personally, though, I thought, Bernie Sanders would have won.
If he had gone up against Trump.
If he got past Hillary, which there was a controversy around that, wasn't there?
There was. A lot of people said that the Democrats screwed themselves over by giving Hillary the primary election position. And I think even going as far back as Bernie Sanders, I think Trump was the better choice. I think Bernie Sanders, he's a socialist, and he, in my opinion, feel free to comment how much of an idiot I am. I think socialism is
Yeah.
a gateway to communism, and I, of course, despise communism just because I think the idea is right. It looks nice on paper, but communism is riddled
It's
with corruption.
Flaws and corruption. Like,
And,
pretty much, if you're the state, you own everything, you know,
Yeah.
communism.
So I just thought Bernie Sanders wasn't the right path, and I don't think Trump is the right path necessarily either, but I think I don't know. I don't know what Trump his plans are. It's hard to understand what his goals are, and the Twitter stuff is the one thing I'm just so pissed off about. Like, these guys need to stay off Twitter. Everyone needs to stay off Twitter. The presidents of every nation just needs to get off.
Does I disagree with that point. No, just in the fact that, like, it is the new news, if you understand what I'm saying.
But it shouldn't be. I think presidents.
No, I think there should be a moderation between the president and his account. Like, Trump had his Twitter long before he was president. But
I know.
I think the fact that he's president, he should have some. Does he have moderation with it? Like,
No,
someone has
it's
to look
his.
It's his. Alright.
And I think the problem is that a president.
Right, if yeah.
I don't think we need rules. I don't think we need to say, hey, presidents can't have social medias. I think we need to have unspoken kind of like respect to understand that a president cannot be making statements on a social media that mean anything. I think if I was a world leader faced with Trump on an international stage, I would just block him on Twitter. I would ignore what he says on Twitter because I don't care what he says on Twitter. It's what he does and his official statements that would matter. And I think that's what should matter. And I think having Twitter just complicates the issues. I think it's just going to make stuff worse.
I really think, though, in regards to his Twitter, the fact that he's president now, I think this collides with the First Amendment, but can I just look? So the fact that he's like, he should be, you know, freedom of speech and stuff like that he's allowed to have a Twitter, but I think there should be some moderation in it, as in, at least have a disclaimer on his Twitter page. These aren't official statements. Like if
it's not official statements.
Say if you became president, you can't ramble on a podcast, you know?
No, obviously not.
Exactly. But the world's moving on and people have to be able to...
I think as a president, I can ramble on a podcast about things completely irrelevant, but if I went on a podcast and said, hey, I think that Saudi Arabia sucks, and I think that we should invade them and take their oil. Trump didn't say that, I don't think. But what I'm saying is, I can't make statements as if I'm in the position of power I shouldn't on a social media base, because social media, when it comes to saying stuff, like, who hasn't said something on social media that they regret? And it's on there. It's gone.
Yep.
And I don't think anyone should be getting official statements from a social media. That's just, it seems idiotic to me.
There is a line between, like, advancing, like, it isn't going to be sold out, you know, it isn't going to be sent off in a scroll on horseback, you know, like, it should move on, but it should be moderated heavily as well.
Social media?
No, as in the fact, like, kind of restrictions for president's freedom of speech, you know?
I think they can say whatever they want, and I think Trump can be on Twitter. That's fine. I just think it's improper, and it's.
If he used to make an official statement, now that's bad. There should be an official, like, White House Twitter. No. You know what I'm saying? Like,
as I think about it, I think yes, official White House Twitter and all that. As I'm thinking about it, I think what I'm more getting at is that the issue isn't Trump being on Twitter. It's other people taking Trump's comments on Twitter seriously.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, like, at the end of the day. If he has a fight with the missus, like, you know, he'll say something regrettable and people will take him for real. And that's the problem, like, you know. If there's an official White House Twitter, though, where he had a secretary run it, that she could touch up on what he says and formalise it and have official statements posted, you know, That would be.
And that would be like a government regulated. Yeah, Trump.
You know,
it
like,
wouldn't be Trump's.
You know what the Pope has, like, you know, his Twitter
Yeah, the
page.
Pope has a Twitter page. Obviously,
The Vatican runs that, essentially.
His Holiness is obviously not.
He's not going to be
tweeting on his
cereal,
iPhone.
Like, I mean,
Yeah. No.
you'd be there baptizing some child and be like,
You'd be like-
hashtag religious, hashtag I'm the Pope. Like,
Hashtag Pope duties.
hashtag
Up early.
Hashtag,
Hashtag woke up like this.
hashtag God life.
Yeah.
Hashtag God's plan, you know.
Oh, speaking of God, what does everyone think of Ariana Grande's new song, God Is a Woman?
I showed it to him this morning. He didn't agree with it.
It's not that I disagree with it. I mean, I think Ariana Grande is gorgeous.
For fuck's sake, I'm live and everything.
I have a freedom of speech.
They're
She
gonna
is
hold this against him. Hold this against him, alright?
Hold it against me.
When
why?
he's doing like a live podcast in front of a lot of people or something like that.
0 people right now, actually.
Zero people at the moment. You'll see this at like 1 Ireland equals bad lol.
Okay.
Evan Davies.
Thanks, Evan Davies. Oh,
Fuck.
get your middle finger out of here. On our Christian Minecraft server, you flipped them off. Sorry. I honestly, I mean, I don't think God is a woman. I don't have a strong stance on that. My stance on religion a lot of the time is mostly just like, hey, we'll see.
You know? Yeah.
Welsh Pride Worldwide. Oh, okay, now that you say that.
Oh my god.
You guys are British. You guys
what-
are British. We all know
Wales
that.
like
Wales isn't even a real thing.
man, like go ride a dragon home, like, or something
Yeah,
like that. You know,
guys.
like,
No one even.
just go.
Scotland is
go back and
at
tend
least
to your
trying to
sheep,
become
like.
independent. Northern Ireland is kind of considering it, and Wales is like, we're a nation. I thought we were British. What? You know,
please stay. We need the views.
we need the
Please,
views,
like,
but still. Yeah. So my opinion on religion is usually just like, hey, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
If Welsh wasn't a real thing, then
If
how
Wales
did move
was-
it? I can't see what he says.
Wait, sorry. Let's.
He has to move the screen. Then how did we colonize you,
petty bastards? Well, for starters, Wales didn't colonize us. The British did.
We just kind of said they were British, though.
Yeah.
And you're right. You guys, the British people, you Welsh British
we're only
people
having
did
a laugh,
invade.
Man, like, relax. Don't take it seriously.
Where's my gun? Oh, wait, I'm in Ireland. Damn it. Oh, sorry. Did I curse on our Christian Minecraft server again?
Oh, God, he said damn it. That's a bad word. Alright, Evan Davies, thanks
Irish
for the...
lose every round.
Irish lose every round. Of what?
Do you not see this Irish Republic, this independent nation?
Well, we've a republic now, and Wales is still part of the Great Britain. Is Wales even a country?
They're
It's
a
a country.
province.
Sorry, no. Scotland's a country,
Scotland's a country.
but it's part of the UK.
Yes. Wales.
We're not part of the UK.
Wales is
like, at
not.
least, yeah? Like.
Wales black and tans forever.
Oh no!
Okay.
Now you're crossing.
That's too much, buddy.
Man.
That's. I mean, we enjoyed having the black and tans over. Burning
it
them
was-
alive in their barracks was fun.
Overkill Michael was fun. Like, that was a bit of crack, you know. But like, man, what are you trying to do? Like, honest to God.
This podcast
Do you
is
think-
not going well.
Like, do you think like we're taking it for real?
Oh,
Back
he's
in
messing.
times
Yeah, he's
forever?
messing. He's messing.
He's definitely tricking with us. Like, who's this Evan Davies? Do you know him?
No, I don't.
It's good that we have a viewer. We have no idea who it is because.
Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening to
How
what
the
we
hell
have to
did you
say.
find us though?
I'm posting on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, both my Instagrams. I have the Azbadarian Aspect Instagram and my personal Instagram, which I'm not going to tell you guys because it's a secret.
Yep. Shh, no telling.
I'm so lonely. Follow me. Anyways,
Yeah.
where were we? My religion views. We'll see what happens. So I just don't think God's a woman,
Alright,
but
well,
I don't
just-
really care. If she is, then, or if she is God is she a woman? Then, congrats. I don't think it really matters.
Yeah.
It's not like a patriarchy issue. It's like
in my opinion, like if God's a woman, like, grand.
the name's still God. In the end of the day,
She's-
Doesn't matter.
She or he is still God. Like, LMAO, JK.
Okay.
Evan, you're on our good side now. If we can have a laugh at you, you know, your end. But if God's a woman or not, I really couldn't care less. Like,
but I didn't like the song, not necessarily because of that.
Celtic pride equals the collective. That's the stuff. That's the stuff.
You can kind of not include Brittany.
No, Brittany's France.
Brittany is France?
No, it's a nation. Like, the Celts kind of was all Europe at one point. And Cornwall too, that's the job, yeah.
A wall of corn? I bet Trump hasn't thought of that yet. A wall of corn. By the time the time we were done eating the wall, they'd have caught us.
No, you see, then you have the stalks of the corn as well, you know?
The corn is delicious. We love corn.
Yeah.
Now, if you made a wall of tortillas...
shouldn't you try and, what's it? You know, like Spain and stuff.
One across
the Catalans, I think, aren't they? Don't they identify as Celtic as well? You know, like, it's kind of, Celts were kind of everywhere at one point. And then they kind of got driven out towards us.
By the Brits.
Yeah, no, not even. But the Romans drove them out.
Cornwall is...
yeah, I was telling them that, right next to England, yeah. It's a place. Oh my god.
I said that on their podcast.
Yeah, you said it on my podcast.
Our podcast. No one's taking us seriously. We're messing with it right now.
Yep.
We strayed away from the end of the world topic. We always ramble. I mean, if you've watched our many other podcasts, many other podcasts, you know that we just ramble on whatever the heck we want to ramble on.
And why the hell not?
Yeah, and since Evan Davies is using the live chat, you guys, anyone else watching, feel free to pop in.
Is there anyone else watching?
We have 3 people watching, one including me, so 2 other people.
World War II was fought Psy boys. That's a PewDiePie reference.
Oh, okay. I'm not cultured.
Only soy boys would dare to fight the US. Only the soy boys of the South China Sea would dare fight the US.
What? Fight the US?
Plenty of soy boys.
Who are the soy boys? Why
boys
they fight
who
the
drink
US?
soy milk instead of dairy. Soy boys.
Okay, I don't think I can get upset about this.
He doesn't get the reference.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get upset. I, as an American, feel that if you fought us, I should be mad at you.
I don't really know what's going on.
Whoosh.
It's a subreddit where we make fun of jokes going over your head.
Oh.
That's the joke. See, joke. Talk about Trump's recent visit. Oh my god, have you seen Aussie Man reviews of it? It's essentially Trump racing the Queen as head on head, and then this fellow with the hat comes out and he's like racing and stuff. And then they take it to... We're watching that.
I do know that Trump, like, a lot of people, I like seeing stuff like...
He didn't show respect to the Queen or something like that. Like, as in, he was just like, hi. Yeah. Pretty much it, yeah.
I mean, I've seen stuff like,
If we can get Aussie Man's review up here, because that'd be funny as shit. Sorry, I just have...
I've seen stuff like, Trump disrespected the Queen, and, Trump was American and didn't disrespect the Queen. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, something like that. Really.
I don't like the Queen.
Oh, yep.
You just messed up our screen. I don't know what just happened.
Hopefully you can still see us.
What have you done?
Let's just get rid of that for a sec. Oh dear.
Let me check out.
Not fixed it now. Alright, let's open up.
Oh, Ty, get showed.
Yep. That's trippy as...
Sorry about that trippy glitch. Don't know what happened.
I'm just trying to...
Trump's visit to the UK. I think Trump was probably just doing what he normally does, being a idiot partially, but don't mind him. He's just doing his thing. He always does that.
Yeah, look, it's Trump. We'll leave him out.
I think Trump has kind of said, like, a lot of people are like, oh, Trump has destroyed the U.S.'s, like, respect and how the other countries view us. I think everyone pretty much knows that what's happening during the Trump administration is pretty much solely based on him. I don't think it...
I don't know how well you can see it.
Sorry, that's Aussie Man Reviews. We're trying to find the one with Trump in it, because I honestly pissed myself watching it. Here it is.
Here we can.
Alright.
Okay.
If you
Can they hear it?
We'll full screen this and we'll show it. Alright, so y'all are gonna see it now.
Oh, it
Get rid
did the
of that.
trippy thing again.
Watch.
Let's see.
Sorry,
I'll
I'm just
watch
checking
it
to see if this works now on the smaller screen.
I'm watching the trippy thing.
There it goes.
oh,
There it goes.
Okay,
Alright, it's working. So thanks for
Sorry,
hanging in there.
we're
Thanks for
watching
hanging in there.
the
We've
thing on
a
my
second
iPad.
screen and watching it. Alright, so
Here we can see the Queen saying, "Come on, Donald, get a wriggle on." Trumpy is like, "You want me to use me legs?" She says, "Yes, yes, use your fucking legs, mate." And they are off and racing. The Queen tries to swerve on the inside, but Trumpy initiates a block. He's a big unit. When he gets defensive, he's hard to play against. He
Isn't
has a
Trump's
cheeky look
still
over his
social
shoulder
awkward?
as Elizabeth moves back on the outside. Fuck me dead, that was nimble. At 92 years old, she's better at keeping her feet than Neymar. Fair dinkum, tremendous composure. She says, "Keep moving, dickhead," and they are neck on neck. This is the most action Windsor Castle has seen since George Clooney
lot of
got
knives
shit-faced
because
at the
Trump
royal
did
wedding
it,
back in
Trump.
May. It looks like a third
knives because
athlete
of Trump.
has entered the race.
Yeah.
There's a bloke with a fluffy hat and a sword. He appears to have a neck injury, so I don't know if he's going to be able to get the lead. Trumpy is
What is
trying
up with
not to
those
be
hats
intimidated
then,
by
guys?
him,
Like,
but let's
what
not
purpose
lie. When
is
someone
this?
runs onto the
That's,
field with a fluffy hat
tradition.
and a fucking sword, it's hard not to panic. The Queen says, "See, you wouldn't want to be ya," and steps on the accelerator. She is flying. Fluffy hat guy fucks off. There's a hard right turn coming up now.
Oh,
This is Trumpy's
yeah,
chance
turn
to
there.
regain the lead. They have to wait for the green light. There it is. Trumpy does a burnout. The Queen chokes momentarily, but it's all good. They are on the home stretch. This is more exciting than the Tour de France. I think it is a photo finish. Yeah, photo finish. Thank you for watching
What the
this
heck was
great
that?
race
That was
you never knew you
so
needed
awkward.
in your fucking life.
that is Aussie Man reviews for you. So yep, there we
Oh,
go.
it's trippy again.
Yeah. Alright.
Well,
That
oh,
should
it's
go-
still trippy.
There's Scott. Alright,
We're back again.
there you go. But that was Aussie Man reviews for you. You couldn't see her reaction. I forgot to put in the face cam in the corner, but
My reaction was
saw
just
it over
constantly like,
there. Yeah, open up the comments there. I can't read the comments.
Okay, let me check the comments. We probably have none. Guys, does God have a female or male genitals?
I believe God is above genitals.
That is
Possibly.
a good way of saying it. I
Um,
think God, as a Christian view, is separated into three entities: Holy Spirit, God Himself, and Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
the Son of God. Jesus Christ was a male. He
Oh,
had
yeah.
male genitals. He
You
was a
can't
human.
change it, like.
The Holy Spirit is sometimes it's like a fire. People say, I don't know.
Burning tongues, didn't they say it was?
Yeah, something like that. Not
Pentecost, it was like the burning tongues, and they
Yeah.
spoke every language. And
not
wrote down
quite
and
sure
stuff.
what was going on.
It's
With
Bible
them.
story.
It's
look
pretty
up,
trippy. And then God Himself actually, the Bible says we were created in His image, but a lot of people, we know that in the Old Testament He
Yeah.
says we. He references to Himself as multiple beings, which leads us to believe that the Holy Spirit and Jesus maybe existed at that time as well,
Yeah.
which means when we were made in His image, we were made in the image of Jesus Christ, who was the original like kind of man. And when He came back down to earth, He was kind of like the second Adam to repair the damage that had been done.
We answered your question. Sorry, we couldn't see the chat for a bit.
But God Himself, actually, we aren't quite sure, based on the idea that we are designed after Christ, then we aren't quite sure what God looks like, or if He
Yeah.
has a physical form. I don't think He has a physical form because He existed before physical forms existed. So he really, I don't think He has a physical form.
Like, personally, like, deep down, I believe in all the Big Bang stuff. But, you know how, like, there's multiple theories surrounding it, but in there I just have some lad going, and then the whole thing expanding, that was it, you know?
You don't
It's like-
believe in that?
Huh?
See, this is the problem. Ireland is losing its faith. The youth in Ireland are losing their Catholic. I'm messing. I'm only messing.
Yeah.
I believe the same. I believe that Big Bang.
You're going to confession for that now?
I'm going to confession
Going
for
to
what?
Confession
For what?
for talking blasphemy against us.
You know what? I just realized I had a confession appointment before I left for Ireland. I'm a little late for that now, aren't I?
Bottle up your sins and...
Bottle them up. May as well rack up the numbers for the sins before I go back. No, I believe that science and the Bible actually correspond wonderfully, and I think it's just really hard to see. And I think that
actually, sorry, one cool thing I picked up there the other day.
Legalizing
Priests
abortion.
and
We'll talk about that
we'll
later.
talk about that in a sec. That's a heavy topic. One thing I saw the other day was, in the Bible it doesn't say you can't drink, or like religious people can't drink. It just says you can't get drunk.
Social drinking is
so
okay.
no, like priests can drink. They aren't
God,
allowed
if
to
you'd
get
seen
drunk.
my priest's house, you'd know he drinks. He's Irish too, so he drinks plenty.
Yep. Legalizing abortion.
Abortion is
Personally,
here's my stand.
yeah.
Or you go first this time.
Just because it's relating to me. I think it was gonna happen sooner or later. Like, there's no. If it's criminalized, like you aren't allowed to do abortions anymore. Like you still aren't. Like, we'd just be stuck in the past, really. Because like, people still go to the UK for abortions, and people still do a job in it themselves, and pills are still coming in and stuff. Like, the problem only gets worse, because, you know, so legalising it just gives a more safe environment for it, and ultimately I think it's better off for the mother and the child, really, than have...
Not the child. Child's
Well,
dead.
what happens if a
Child.
mother does a job in an abortion and ends up having a kid with a disfigurement or disability because she failed an abortion to do it herself?
Is that common? To have a child be
it'll-
born disfigured because
It
of...
happens. I imagine...
Would you rather be disfigured or dead? Okay, let's just...
Can I just...
Yeah,
can I
go
just
ahead,
finish? Like, would you rather the child be put down a bit more humanely? Sorry, I should probably use fetus, it's more correct. Would you rather have, like imagine ODing to terminate a pregnancy on your own, and you might end up killing yourself. That's the way they do it. They take, like,
Jeez.
they take some sort of pill or something.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what
that's
the
pretty
dose
bad.
is.
That sounds
Dosage is.
horrible.
Anyway, they OD, put their own life at risk, but if it fails and the fetus survives, then imagine the knock-on effects that's going to have when it's born, like, you know?
So...
And what happens, strictly speaking, if a child has a possibility of surviving after birth, you're not allowed to perform an abortion. So if that child is going to die 10 minutes after birth, if he survives the birth, they can't abort it. So
If he survives the birth, then of course you can't abort it.
Huh?
It's past abortion.
No, as in if they can tell,
Oh, if they think it's going to
in
be
advance.
alive after the birth, then...
if it isn't going to be stillborn, you know, but if it dies straight away after, then they legally can't abort it, because...
Yeah. So
I think it was right to go ahead, because the problem would only get worse, really.
yeah, Tyke has a more liberal view on this than I do. Not liberal like liberal conservatives in America, but liberal in the true meaning of it is like, I probably have a more conservative view on it,
Yeah.
he probably is more liberal. My view is I think yes, I do support the legalizing it simply for the sake of the mother and the child. I think it should be legalized because it's more dangerous. Otherwise, I think it's going to happen anyways. I do still think it's wrong, but I also think that it is not. I think a lot of people say it's not the mom's choice. It's debate. It's not her body necessarily, and some people say the opposite. It is her body and it is her choice. I think it's more her choice than it is mine. I think it's. I am pro-choice in the idea that I would like everyone who considers an abortion to be shown as many options as possible, and I think they should have access to churches and church organizations and people who want to help them and convince them to keep the child. And I think a lot of pro-choice people I've met and talked to actually forget that whole side of it. They think of pro-choice and they think automatically abortion. But pro-choice is supporting giving the woman a choice. And in the Bible, this relates to a lot of things when it comes to religious views. I'm checking
What's
it.
that now? Yeah, I'll just read the great
Don't
manuscript.
rip it.
Yeah, surgical abortion.
Jesus in the Bible. Don't read it out loud. Jesus in the Bible never makes anyone do anything. He gives them the option of being saved or not. And I'm not necessarily saying that if you do an abortion, you're not saved. What I'm saying is Christians can't force anything upon anyone because Jesus never did. I don't think we should. So I think legalizing it makes it safer for when she does make the choice, the mother, and I think the choice is going to be made. And if she chooses to have an abortion, it's going to happen. I don't think making it illegal is going to stop one from happening. But I also think that I encourage people to really look at other options and to look at adoption, like I was adopted.
Yeah.
That wasn't an abortion issue, though. Look at adoption, look at trying to keep the child, looking at help from the church. Look at other options, and I think abortion should be last.
There's problems with help from the church now, like
the help from the church when you have a kid.
No, there's controversies now with
the church helping single mothers.
No, the church essentially had their own adoption center set up.
Yeah, I know that issue.
Defrauded.
But I'm talking about help from the church, like donations and getting help with money, and churches do drives and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm not talking about the adoption system. That was an issue. That was a whole other issue.
That was frauding birth certs, essentially putting down adoptive parents as birth parents, and
Radio Shippo said, "Hey, I didn't see that."
Oh, he's back. Arizona ball.
So is that him?
That's him. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah.
I think abortion is a tough issue, and I do believe that once it is conceived, it's alive. Once it's conceived, it is a living thing, and I think that's because there is no baby, there is no possibility of baby before it's conceived. After it's conceived, the process of the baby of growth happens. But
it may not
there is nothing before conception.
Like, it may not be conscious as such, but it is a living entity.
Yes. And surgically, they define it as a heartbeat. They define whether you're living or dead by heartbeat. So I also think that, not everyone has my opinion of once it's conceived, it's alive, because that's my kind of half religious belief. But I think scientifically...
Well, sorry, can I just say now? Now, by conceived, we're talking 2 cells.
Conceive?
Yeah.
I'm talking about after sex.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking 2 cells.
Yeah, that's 2 cells.
Conceived,
the process of birth of a baby.
If, say, an abortion was possible, there's certain pills in the market, they're morning after pills or something.
Yeah.
Essentially, it kills not even the fetus. It's not even a fetus, it's just a cluster of cells.
I'm not on the pills. I'm not sure. There's pills that will make it so that you can't conceive after sex. There's pills that I guess kill the cells.
I think
there's multiple options.
I'm not sure how it works. As in either it kills the sperm or kills the egg or it kills.
I think
the zygote. I think
there is a process. I learned this in school, and of course I forgot it after biology. But there is what the pills do is they stop or increase a certain hormone in the woman's menstrual cycle, that whole general area. Yeah. They stop or increase some sort of chemical that interferes with the whole process of birth. Of
estrogen or...
Estrogen is what they all...
No, as in... It's one of them, and it controls, periods and stuff, and it's, I think it might trip with it, so the egg isn't released.
There's something that happens.
Something like that, yeah.
I can't remember. But those are out there.
They exist, and they're legal here as well, because strictly speaking, they're not killing a living thing. They're just preventing the conceivement of a living thing. So
and that's a fine line, but I think I don't argue with that.
It's a real grey area.
I think people can take those kinds of things, and I don't think it's an issue. But I think once you've had conceived a kid, and you have been labeled as pregnant, you are officially pregnant, I think that's a living thing. Whereas, you know, like, if you take a morning after pill, it's like right after you have had sex.
Strictly speaking, it mightn't even have been conceived at that point. You understand?
I don't know how
There
it
is,
works.
depending on
sorry,
when it's
Mr.
caught,
Wilson.
it takes a while for the shit to happen, if you understand what I'm saying. So I should be more precise. Precise, really.
What's the word?
Before the sperm and the egg meet, there's like a while. And even when they do meet, it strictly speaking isn't a fetus, it's just a floating ball of cells.
Yeah. It's not a fetus. That's why, you know,
Yeah.
you said you would label not as a child, but as a fetus, whereas I label everything
As soon as there's
fetus, etc.
as soon as there is a heartbeat, we'll put it at that because that's a good marker. As soon as it
medically,
has a heart.
heartbeat is medically alive, not opinionated.
Yeah.
I think that is.
Shit. Sorry, I just
what it
broke
is.
the audio there.
You didn't. It's fine.
I can't hear a fucking thing.
Oh, you can. You just.
There we go.
yourself up.
Yeah, sorry, I just fucked up.
You
my
were fine. You were
thing.
fine.
Oh, I couldn't hear a thing.
But that doesn't affect them.
Well, I just stalled the podcast for. How long have we been live for? 45 minutes. Not too bad.
Not bad. How long was our last one?
An hour and a bit.
An hour and 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
We'll keep going on for a bit. What
As
time
long
is
as we
it
have
now?
something to say.
It's 11:30. We can go on for another bit.
11:30.
The last one ended at 12, I believe it was. Yeah, around that. We can talk on for a bit. We'll leave it at around an hour though. Just to keep it punctual, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about all the mix-ups earlier as well in regards to time. We just did a couple of
Yeah. There were a lot of issues with outside things such as
stuff out of our control. Really, we can't.
parents.
Yep.
We are kids.
We're
Newsflash.
it's not our stuff. Like, you understand? Like,
This is mine. These earbuds are mine. Everything else.
this
the
is
flag's
mine as well.
mine.
The microphone's mine, but the PC is not. Actually, I'm gonna try and build a PC and hopefully I can do all the AZ stuff off it and also my YouTube stuff. And hopefully, like, I'll try and fund it within the next, like, 2 years, but, like, they're expensive. I'm gonna try and build it myself, actually. I might make a vlog of me building it.
Building what?
PC.
PC.
That,
Fair
sorry,
enough.
this is my personal
You should
channel.
record it with your PC. Matrix.
Yep. Well, wouldn't that go well? Any other talking points? So I checked the comments there.
The comments. Surgical, that was an older one.
Yeah, that's it all. Let's see, how many concurrent viewers do we have?
How many current viewers? We have none.
None. We probably bored you out of it anyway. Do you want to react to what's on the YouTube trending page at the moment?
No, I'm making my eye look funny.
You look high.
No, this is how I imagine I look when I'm high.
I'm saying it how it is. I'm gonna have a look around on YouTube
Come on,
trending
no,
page.
no,
We normally have something controversial to talk about,
I
Anna.
don't want to do that.
Wait, no.
I don't wanna
They can't
do
see
that.
this. Let's
There's
see.
Ariana Grande, God is a Woman. We've been over
Yep,
that.
that's we've gotten over that.
She's
Loads
still
of,
gorgeous.
Once you get past the music videos, you find some controversial stuff. So
Oh, there's that life hack where if you put tinfoil into a ball and microwave it, it'll turn into like a solid metal. It'll just ruin your microwave. I mean,
Yeah,
if the solid
it'll
metal
melt the
will be your
whole-
melted microwave.
yeah.
We've 1 thumbs up
Well,
and 1 person watching.
That's not too bad. Let's see now. Yeah,
There's Stranger Things season 3. I didn't know that.
yeah.
I haven't watched Stranger Things season 2 because I don't like it. I liked season 1. I started season 2 and I was like,
I just
No.
don't watch Stranger Things really.
yeah.
Actually, I made a Big Shack meme out of that. It was Stranger Things, but you know the big thing in the sky, yeah.
No.
I had his face in the center of it. You know
Oh,
the thing with the legs?
yeah. I know what you're
I had
talking
his
about.
head in the center of it, and with the cap and everything, and I changed Stranger Things, and I got rid of the H, so it says Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. That.
Yeah.
Congratulations, meme maker.
Haha, I'm cultured.
Let's finish it up, actually.
Oh boy, Philip DeFranco's talking about it.
Let's finish this up.
Yeah, so we'll finish this up now.
I'm tired. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. Yep.
I want to sleep. I need to charge my iPad.
Yep.
There's other things not related to you guys that relate to our lives.
Yeah, it's just personal stuff.
Drama, stress, sleep.
We might write an article on it at some
We
point.
will be writing an article.
We'll
I will
write-
be writing an article
Yeah,
on the fun topic,
of parents.
parents, and a second one on relationships, because
Don't
that is
cry now,
something
buddy.
we
Don't
can
cry
all
now,
relate
straight.
to. No, the relationships one actually came from just. It came from the idea of high school relationships are unique. High school relationships, which I've seen from other people in their relationships, is they're not like middle school relationships, because middle school relationships don't count on anyone's standards
The
except
last
for middle
about 1 to 2
schoolers.
weeks, you know. Middle school would be the equivalent to say up first year would be like
Yeah.
the end of middle school.
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
Like 13-ish, 14, maybe, like, I don't know. Whereas high school relationships are different from college relationships and adult relationships, which are more serious. High school relationships vary. You can have stupid hookups, which aren't really relationships, and you can have, don't grab the bug.
I got him.
Did you
Like,
get him? You
There he is. Look
got
at him. I killed him.
Killed him.
Sorry, you have to see this now. See that boy there?
They
I
can see.
caught him out of the air and killed him.
Congrats.
Squished him.
High school relationships are different though, because you can have the stupid short hookups. You can have
Yeah.
people. I know people who've been in a relationship longer than a year, and
You for one, including.
No, I haven't.
That was mixed.
no. Let's not talk about my relationships.
Ah,
We're
fine.
talking about
Yeah, fine.
relationships.
In general, yeah.
I have not had a relationship of any length because anyways, the relationships topics are unbiased by our own experiences. I just think it's interesting how unique the interactions between high schoolers are and how it actually affects our lives, because high school can be great for some people and horrible for other people, and it's really a turning point in a lot of our lives and where we go. And I think relationships really affect that, and I think and then I've seen posters around school stuff talking about abusive high school relationships. I've never experienced or really heard of in my personal life abusive high school relationships.
Sorry, how the hell would they work? Like,
When someone's abusive, like
as
abusive,
in, like, mentally abusive,
physically,
as in, like,
verbally,
mentally abusive, or
like
physically, like beating each
not
other.
not necessarily physically. I don't think that's as big of an issue. I think it's more mental and verbal abuse and making you feel like you're worse. And
How,
I think
wouldn't you just cut the relationship there, though? I mean,
but that's the thing, is that's the same thing as you experience in adult relationships, where you can't necessarily cut it off for multiple reasons, and it's a complicated situation.
I
And
suppose in the moment, like, it seems like the be all and end all.
like, you see people like, oh, he's nice though, and he like, or he or she, it's both sides, they're trying to change, and they're not really that bad, and I didn't get offended, and I wasn't hurt, and it's okay. And so, anyways, high school
Yeah.
relationships are very unique, and I think the best people to talk about high school relationships
Are
high schoolers.
or just teenagers in general, really.
teenagers, people who are
Yeah.
not necessarily in relationships, but are experiencing the
Effects of one.
effects and the kind of the mini
and
society that's
downs of it,
created in high school and how relationships affect that. So that's an
Yeah.
article that's coming up. Parents are a different one. Parents.
Oh, I'd hope they're different.
Well, I don't know. Alabama, high school relationships with parents don't always differ. Sorry, Alabama. I mean, I doubt we have anyone watching from Alabama, but if you do, you already know you guys are a stereotype, so you shouldn't be bothered.
You're kind of stuck there, buddy. You know, like.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're kind of gonna. The parents one is, as you'd expect, it's gonna be teenagers, us complaining about, guess what, parents, because they drive us crazy. Everything they do, from
And to be honest with you,
not
like,
shutting the door
yeah.
to beating us with live rattlesnakes.
Is that a case?
No, I'm just.
Alright, okay.
I'm just exaggerating being.
Like, in all fairness, like, parents, I mean,
wonderful,
sometimes
ain't
they
they?
have their reasoning, but other times it's just blind rage, really. You understand? Like, some parents have different ways of managing with it. We'll discuss in depth in the article.
Yeah.
Today's podcast was it's more of a ramble. Than
A
anything
ramble.
else.
Started out kind of on the end of the world.
That's pretty much.
As you guys know,
how
end
all
of the
our
world is
podcasts
just
go.
kind of something we put up there because we don't want to look like douchebags, even though we already look like douchebags.
Well, at least we didn't title it "Incest in Alabama," or sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. No one cares.
Right.
No one's watching us.
Fuck off, man.
And if we get
I
famous,
can have my dreams.
people
okay?
who do watch, thanks.
Don't get offended by us either. I mean, we don't really stand by what we say here most of the time.
I do. I stand by everything
You
I
stand
say.
by killing children or not killing. You stand by. Joe, don't listen to me. Listen to him if
He's
you
tired.
want to, like.
We're both tired. That's why we're ending this podcast. And
Yeah.
we look kind of unprofessional, but that's because we are in a reformed garage,
Yeah.
and we are unprofessional. But
Either the floor is tilted or that's tilted. I'm not sure, but everything looks like we're in the.
sum it up.
It looks like we're in Inception, really. Like.
Thanks to
I'm
everyone who
expecting
has watched.
Leonardo DiCaprio to start spinning his spinning top on the table and keep spinning. He'd be like out playing with the kids and stuff, you know.
Thanks to everyone who has watched. Thanks to everyone who is going to be watching this after it's been
Yeah.
posted live. And thanks to the small community of people that have been watching.
Shout outs to
what's shout outs to the people who have been commenting, which is Evan Davies and random shit posts.
Yep, and
interaction in the
yeah.
live chat is really. We've been lucky that people have been interacting in our first and second
we've a
podcast.
small but like consistent community, being one person being random shitposts. Hopefully, Evan Davies,
Some other
if
people.
you subscribed, hang on. We do
Yeah,
this
and
often enough. Like
We really love interaction with the
Yeah.
live chat because that's really what helps us keep these podcasts going with the abortion
you fuel us
and
with
Trump
ideas and stuff, you know.
and IRA. Checking messing. Please don't hurt
Don't
us.
start that now.
Sum it up.
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone who's been watching. Sorry about the technical issues.
We're unprofessional as hell.
We've enjoyed making this podcast.
Yeah, it's fun
and
to do.
we will see you next week-ish, month, year.
Kinda.
I don't know.
That good.